Yeah. Good afternoon. Saseni. As you've heard, my name is Doris, and it's a pleasure to be here. I'd like us to have a conversation. I think I might even just forget about the slides. How many know about Helb? Kuna mtu mwenye hajui Helb? Huh? Helb is Higher Education Loans Board, and we give loans to students, not just those pursuing degree courses, but also those pursuing diploma and certificate courses. I'm sure in the villages when you hear people speak about Helb, mostly it's for the guys going to uni. Si ni ukweli? Lakini have you ever known pia tunapatia watu wa certificate? No, we also give certificate and diploma courses. Diploma being the people who are enrolled in the technical and vocational institutes, also those pursuing certificate. And we also give those people pursuing medical courses in medical training institute and faith-based institutions. In TVET, all of you are placed by CUSPs. Sinivo? Kitambo ulikuwa apply, you get your application letter from any other place, but nowadays everyone in post-primary education or anyone pursuing post-secondary education is placed by the Central Placement Unit. And when you are placed, you are eligible to apply for Helb. But here is the catch. The institution that you are admitted to must be registered by Helb. So when you go back to the institution or when you are here and you go to our website, we have a link of every institution that has registered with Helb. We are still asking other institutions to register with us. Reason being, when we are funding students, part of that money goes to school and part of it will go to your bank account. So we cannot disburse money to school if that institution, one, cannot account for that money, and two, the institution cannot confirm that you are in session, because some of you might be getting this partial scholarship, but you decide that you'll only attend school for 2 weeks. We will not give you money if you cannot attend your school throughout the session that is either a semester or a term, depending on this institution that you are at. So when you're placed by CUSPs will send you a text and tell you that you've been placed and kindly apply for help. If you miss that place and you've already been admitted, the first thing that you're supposed to do, I'm sure you've been told by the foundation that you are also supposed to apply for help. Higher Education Loans Board products or all loans are applied online. Si tunajua kutumia simu? Wote? Smartphone? Tunajua kutumia computer? Nani hajui kutumia computer? All our applications are done online. Don't go to a cyber cafe and buy a form, because all the forms are unique. If you apply and the person next to you applies, you will notice at the very top there's something imeandikwa serial number. Your serial numbers will never be the same. And if you download and you notice that it is similar to someone next to you, please inform us either through Facebook, through Twitter, or go to the nearest Huduma Center and tell them that I've gotten a form and it's similar to someone else. Every form is unique. So mtu asikwambia anakupatia, umpatie pesa, sawa? All you need ni pesa ya bundles, ama pesa ya cyber cafe. Ama ukiwa kama paka kuna wifi mahali ni sawa, you don't need cash. After you've applied online, before you even get to the form, there's something that we do currently, which is the financial literacy. It's like a small test, between 10 to 15 questions that you'll answer, and you must get at least 70% for you to proceed with the application. And why are we doing the financial literacy? We are doing it because we want to know if you really understand why you are applying for that money. Initially, we never used to disburse any amounts to the banks, the individual banks for TVET students. But we are starting in this financial year. And if we are going to give you that money, hiyo pesa itakuwa ya dunda? Huh? You're not supposed to use that money to go and get wasted, to go get high, to go buy mobile phones that will cost everything. maybe you don't have a phone, yes, and we give you that money. You spend, let's say, around 5,000 to get you a phone that can at least access internet and all that. But if we give you 13,000, you can't go and use all that amount and buy yourself a phone. No. So the financial literacy questions is basically to enlighten you. You can take it as many times as you can until you score 70%. That's when we'll enable you access the application form online. Once you've filled in the form, you should ensure that, one, you don't lie, because we'll catch up with you. Currently, we are sharing information with the Registrar of Persons, where we know if you lie to us, that ID number, we'll know it's not yours. We'll need also you not to lie about your parents, parental details. In case you don't have parents, and maybe you're an orphan or one of your parents is deceased, we will give you an option to give us the death certificate details. We'll also require you to fill in case you are a person living with disability, we will also require you to fill in that form and provide evidence if you are registered as a person living with disability, or in case it's an accident and you have medical records, we'll also allow you to attach. But if you lie, we do our due diligence, and we will bar you from application if you give us false details. That is just part of it, but we can also explore, in case you colluded maybe with your friend, with your parents and everyone else, we will look and even press charges for giving us wrong information. One thing that you should note as you are going to apply for the TVET loan is that we have a lot of money. Hata mwezi maliza. We have 4 billion shillings, Kenya shillings. Now watu hawa apply, beginning this year, that is 2019-2020, the government has promised that it will finance you 40,000 and Helb will give you another 40,000. Out of that 40,000, part of it will go to the school, that is 26,000, and 14,000 will go into your bank. Na watu hawa apply, me apply. Nani hakuwa anajua? Hamkuwa mnajua kuna pesa? Hey. Be rest assured that as a student in TVET institution applying for Helb, hautakosa. Bora utupatie the correct information, that's all we need. Also, please note that when we are allocating loans, there are also priorities that we do. The TVET is a TVET and bursary, so the loan is the 40,000 that we'll give you. But depending on the information that you give us, we can give you up to 12,000 worth of bursary on top of that loan. Unajua bursary haulipi. You will never pay back, and it goes also to your account. So here is how, or the things that we'll consider to give you a bursary, because we don't give everyone. One, if you've been financed by, right now you are under Wings to Fly, right? But previously, maybe in high school, your teachers decided, because you had a lot of fee balances and all that, they came together and funded you. Please make sure you note that in your application. In case you are a total orphan, ensure that you have both parents' death certificate, and if you don't have both, you can talk to your chief, write you a letter to confirm that you are a total orphan and maybe you cannot have any of your parents' death certificate. If you are a person living with disability, make sure you put that. You know, at times, when you do follow-ups, maybe you wrote a wrong details somewhere, you filled in wrong details somewhere, and you come to our offices, you are following up, then we notice you are a person with a hearing disability, you know, physical. It doesn't have to be just someone maybe on a wheelchair, or someone that, there are so many categories of disability, and I'm sure you know. So please, you cannot see, you cannot hear, though you have a hearing aid, but you can, without that hearing aid, you can't hear. Make sure you consider that. So when we are evaluating such information, will help us know that you need more than just that loan. Sawa. Another thing that you should be on the lookout is there are some counties and constituencies that have partnered with Helb to ensure that people in TVET institution also get another funding. Because I can imagine like someone pursuing an engineering course. You'll need books. You'll need more than just that, maybe 40,000 and whatever the government has given and what Equity Wings to Fly has given. You might need more. So also make sure that you liaise with your county government officers to know which kind of products we have. Like for Kakamega County, the people in MTC and KMTCs and Faith-Based Medical Training Institute, there is what we call Afya Elimu for the county, which means if as Helb we give you money and Wings to Fly has given you money and you still have fee balances or more needs, you're also eligible to apply for Kakamega because it's yes, a fund administered by Helb, but it's money from the county. So also explore those options, but all of them are done through Helb to standardize. Apart from the people in the Technical and Vocational Institute, I'll talk a bit about the people in KMTCs, MTCs, and faith-based institutions. We have a loan, a product called a Afya loan in partnership with USAID and other partners that you can apply. Application is currently ongoing and the deadline is in October. Same to TVET. Please note that as you leave this room, go and apply for TVET loan. The applications are ongoing. Whether you are a first year, whether you are a second year, it doesn't matter. Provided you are enrolled in an institution and when you are required to provide admission details, the school can verify that you are a student and in session. So make sure you apply before the deadline because after the deadline then, though we'll have money, we'll not be able to assist you. Sawa. So back to the guys in KMTCs and MTCs, you can apply for a Afya Elimu loan. We also give, I can say, up to around 70,000. But that is specifically based on your fee balances. Unlike TVET where we have a maximum of 40 and we can say that you can give 40,000, for the guys in medical institutions, we strictly give allocation based on your fees. So if you are somewhere where you've paid your fee and you need only 20,000, we'll give you 20. If you can't raise a shilling and you have a fee balance of maybe 40 or 45 or 50, we will give you also that amount. Sawa sawa. And remember that all our applications are done online, tena. I'll repeat that don't go to a cyber cafe. Let no one tell you that they will give you or you give them money for them to process. After we've received that form, we look at it and we have a mechanism which is it's computerized. There's no one who sits and looks at your form and says, so-and-so has this. No, the information you give us online, we will just verify it that yes, these are the forms that you've submitted, these are the supporting documents, and they are all correct. Once we've certified that, the rest is computerized. We subject your information to some sort of mechanism where it will say so-and-so location plus bursary. When allocated, we will send you a text, tell you how much you've been. We'll send you a text, tell you that this money has been paid. There's a reference number to it that we will give you to go and check in the finance office. When we also send to your bank, we will tell you that the money has been disbursed to your account. But from this year, what we are doing, we are not giving money or we're not sending money to your bank accounts that you do have. There's something called a smart card. This smart card is a card like the ATM card that you have for your bank. So when we tell you we've disbursed this amount to the school, sometimes due to some processes, like let's say the budget was just read the other day and Helb is yet to get the actual amounts of money into the accounts. But with that particular wallet, we can authorize you to go and swipe at the finance office, an equivalent of that tuition fee that is supposed to be paid to school, and you sit for your exams. So even as you go back to your institution, please make sure you talk to your finance officers and ask them how to go about the smart cards. All the students must have smart cards for that amount to be disbursed. If you don't have a smart card, then we will not pay that money. You will have it, but we will not pay it. You will go to a supermarket with that card, and because we've given you 20,000 or 10,000, or you have 10,000 in your smart card as the one that was supposed to go to your account, you will swipe and buy water, you will swipe and buy books at the bookshop, or you will go to an ATM card, because those smart cards are Visa enabled. You will go to an ATM and withdraw that money. Sawa? Tunaelewana? Okay, once you've swiped the money, will give you up to a maximum number of the years you'll spend in school. If it's a diploma and it's a 3-year course, we only give you up to a maximum of 3 times. If it's a certificate course and it's going for 1 year, we'll only give you once. If it's for 2 years, we'll only give you twice. Those are 2 academic years. However, there are instances where, due to medical reasons, you are unable to maybe take the 2 years or the 3 years that you were supposed to be in school. So in such instances, we ask you to talk to us. We have provisions, but those are on extreme cases, because we'll need doctor's details, doctor's recommendation. We'll also need the institution to verify that information. So at the moment, we'll give you extra loan based on medical records. That is only for medical cases. Other cases, at the moment, we don't. Like, for example, you decide that wewe ndio umefika, umeenda shule, you decide to be rude and you are suspended, we will not award you more money when you go back to school. When you're given that money, it's a TVET loan. And in any place mtu akikupatia loan lazima ulipe, si ndio? So even as you take this money, note that when you are done with school, we'll give you a few months, 12 months, ujisort, utafute a job, utafute a business or something. But after that, that money should be repaid. So don't go into it thinking it's a boom. Najua huko nje mmesikia majina mingi za Helb, eh? Boom. Nini ingine? I know of boom, sijui ingine ni gani. Lakini watu wanakuambia Helb, tukule Helb, si ndio? Umeamua hiyo ndio kupeleka out. Kama unataka kupeleka mtu out na that ka 14K iende, time ya kulipa utakuwa peke yako. Hamtakuwa naye. And remember, on that application form, there are people who have signed that ni ukweli wewe ni mtoto wao, na pia in case ukose kulipa, wataweza lipa. Those are your parents and your guarantors. So if you decide kwenda chini ya maji, we'll come for your parents. We'll come for your guarantors. Na watakutafuta hadi tukupate. So don't put them into an awkward situation where right now we are giving you money, you misuse it, or you don't utilize it well at school. Because yes, we can give you money when the shule and you decide not to perform well or to concentrate. Then ukimaliza, you cannot be employed or you cannot start any business. Alafu sasa inabidi tupate guarantors. It's not usually a good thing. Sawa? So when you get that money, kindly utilize it well. And when you're done with school, when you're done with the diploma course or the certificate course, whether it's in a vocational institute or a medical training institute, uanze kulipa pesa. Bora umeanza kulipa, we'll also give you money for degree. So hatumalizi hapo. Provided you start repaying, tutakupatia pesa. Getting 125,000 applicants for TVET. We are barely at 50,000. So you can imagine we still have money like 80,000 applicants out there who should apply, and we'll give them maximum amount of 40,000. You guys are not even more than 100, or if you're at most maybe around 500, sindio? Tuko na pesa. So I'd like to encourage you that you apply, you'll get the money. That's a guarantee that I can give you. Thank you.
Let's go through the slides because it will show the requirements and everything.
Yeah, it's this one? Yeah. The up one?
Left, right. Oh. Okay. Right.
Yeah. Okay. That's basically the circle. They can see the other side, eh? Okay. Sawa. When you are admitted to KUCCPS, we send you a text to tell you that you apply on the website, after which You drop the forms. I think I didn't mention that, sorry. The forms can be dropped at Anniversary Towers or at the Huduma Center close to you. We are currently in 28 Huduma Centers. So you can drop it there. Or I've seen instances where the Dean of Students or the registrars decide to pick them and do it on behalf of the students. Yes, it's allowed. So if your registrar tells you that they would like to pick it on your behalf and bring to our offices, ni sawa. But make sure you sign somewhere, just to confirm that you hand it to them. Then after which we'll give you a loan, and at the end of the day, we will disburse. When you are done, every year you are supposed to apply for a loan. Okay, apply first year. When you go to second year, make sure you reapply. It's called a subsequent. If you go to the website right now, you'll see what we call first time application. If you've never applied, that's what you apply for. If you've applied, you apply for subsequent, which means the next one. I've touched on loan repayment. It's a loan. Adawa ya deni ni? Before you apply for this loan, unfortunately, we don't do under 18. It's a contract, and currently in the government, the government of Kenya requires that if you are going to enter into a contract, it should be with someone who is above 18 years. You are supposed to have an admission letter to an institution, and provided you are placed by the central placement body, it means whether you are a public or private student, we will give you the loan. That loan application will guide you on what you should attach. For example, in case there's a medical records required, ID required, disaster slips, you will be guided. And then you will have guarantors. Guarantors were the people who say, in case you default, in case you don't repay that loan, they will take that mandate to repay the loan on your behalf. What I like to say is also that your parents can be your guarantors. So in case watu wengine wamekataa wote, or parents wako can be your parents in that form, and also as guarantors. But when you are attaching the details, make sure you also treat them as such, that will give parents information, and also you'll give guarantors information. Your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, your teachers can be your guarantors. But si rafiki yako hapo mwenye atakuruka at some point. Because hawezi change guarantors hivi. The process to change guarantors is quite something. So when you're picking your guarantors, pick them carefully. And the financial literacy test, I've talked about it. You must score 70% for you to access the application forms. Same thing to those in the medical training institute and faith-based institutions. It's just the same requirement. I've talked about the deadline. On 31st October will be the last day you'll apply online, but you can apply on 31st and submit your forms thereafter, though the earlier the better. If you apply now, we'll process the loan early enough and you will not have issues at school. Afielimu, it's actually August, so you have a few days. Those in KMTCs, mwende kwa website today, mwende mu apply. The online, sorry? I thought I had something. I talked about the 4 billion shillings that we need to apply. We are supposed to give 124,000, which is around 125,000 students, loans and bursaries. The 14,000 I was talking about, there's an amount that we deduct, which is called the ledger fee or the processing fee. That's why you see those disparities. So instead of the 14, we'll give you 13,600, and then the 26,400 that remains will also deduct 500 shillings, which is the processing fee. But once you're out of school, every year we charge 1,000 shillings, which is the ledger fee. Basically something like account maintenance fee for any person doing a banking, like in the banking industry. Here are the requirements for those in colleges. I think if you have any teachers around or people in administration in TVET colleges, or even you can pick this up in case your college is not registered and tell them that they must be registered by TVET, which is the body regulating the TVET institutions, registration by the Central Placement Unit, and registration by CATI, and also they should have a memorandum of understanding signed with Helb. Other products that I just mentioned in passive include the undergraduate students. In case you have a sister or a brother, tell them degree ya kuingia, whether ni para ama kitambo kwa kusema ni job, sasa unasema ni government. If you have parents who are working and they would like to pursue some studies, we can also give them loans. Hata kama ni masters, kama mzazi wako hana degree na anataka kupata degree, mwambie tuko na loan na bora anafanya kazi. I've mentioned the constituency and county funds. These are based or are specific to certain constituencies. Like I've mentioned, for Kakamega, it's for Afya Elimu students, those students in Medical Training Institute pursuing diploma courses. And then other counties so far, it's just degree students. We are yet to get another one that has a product for diploma students. Then you have partner funds. The guys in Tenwek, there's also Kwale, I think from Kwale. There's also Kilifi. Kilifi, I think Kilifi Medical School. They have also some products with us. They'll decide that Afya Elimu, the 40,000 is not enough, plus maybe what Wings to Fly gives is not enough. So based on the assessment by them, you will apply for these funds, and we will give you on top of what Wings to Fly has given you and what Afya Elimu has awarded you. We'll also give you more funds. So there's a lot of money. It's only that you don't want to apply, or I don't know, you don't know where they are. I'm not sure. About communication, we communicate you via emails and SMS. And let me just point out something. When you're going to apply for this loan, please don't let someone apply for you. Do it yourself. Put your correct email address and the correct phone number, one that you know you'll use in the longest time, because all the updates will come through that particular phone number. We do post also regular updates. When you're applying online, it's through the Student Helb portal. You go to the website, the Helb website, and there's at the top something called the Student Portal. So regularly, when you're awarded the loan, if you need any disbursement statements, because there are times when the institution cannot verify whether Helb has paid that amount or not. So we will always have details. You can go and print a statement and take to the school. And at the moment, we've also rolled out what we call the USSD. If you dial *642# and you are a beneficiary, you can get all your loan details, both application and repayment details. I had mentioned that we are in 28 Huduma centers. Anyone from West Pokot? Yes, we just opened our latest desk at West Pokot, in West Pokot. Bomet? Anyone from Bomet? We're also heading to Bomet. And another new one is, it was Bomet, can't really remember. Makueni. Anyone from Makueni? So those are the new ones, and then all others in Nairobi and everywhere else, and soon will be in all Huduma centers across the country. We also encourage the people coming from the marginalized communities to make sure that they apply. That's also an advantage. When you are giving out bursaries, remember I talked about TVET loans, and there's also a bursary on top of it. So the guys, apart from the people with medical issues or total orphans, we also encourage the people coming from marginalized areas to apply and be specific kabisa. When you're saying Garissa County, usikwe Bontao and you even don't know where your village is, and you decide, oh, I'll just do Nairobi. Sini sawa? Make sure you indicate that. If you feel that you cannot check your Helb status on your phone, or you don't want to go to the Huduma centers, or you just want maybe to speak to someone, Because at times some of you just call to speak to someone. Si ndio? Sasa hiyo umeenda umeambiwa loan bado hujapewa, you applied late but you need to speak to someone and just maybe be taken through. You can call those numbers 0711052000. I know most of you spend time on Facebook and Twitter. You can slide into the DM. Tutaongea. And you can also send an email. Thank you. In case there are any questions. Kuna swali? Okay.
All right, let's appreciate Doris tafadhali. Kindly ask your questions.